howdy, folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. Today we have a very cool Ernie Irvan, or Kenny Schrader, tribute paint scheme. It is Kyle Busch's final Darlington throwback for Joe Gibbs Racing in the M&M'S camp, and it is a very throwback paint scheme indeed. Pretty cool looking race car. This is the M&M'S throwback. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first Darlington car of the next gen era. Alrighty, folks, we're in the good old box, and here we go. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun diecast review. So we got a brand new wheel color paint. We got the first ever Darlington car I have in studio, and you can see the new white Goodyear lettering, the throwback paint scheme. This is pretty cool, guys. Of course, I got this one over there from Circle B Diecast. Definitely a nice tribute, a blast from the past, especially for you late 90s, 2000s fans. You know, you definitely remember the M&M'S Pontiac days. And, of course, you can pick this one up if it's still in stock. And you can save on shipping, guys, with the promo code Diecastbuffet for any orders $30 or more. And you got the M&M'S characters just having a jolly good time. Definitely a very nice piece of artwork. I got the M&M'S logo. I like that. Just a big M&M'S logo. Very straight and to the point. A little fun detail right here. You can see a little bit of the rainbow stripes that you would see on the Skittles car, which is pretty cool. You got the Skittles, you idiot, M&M'S piled up at the bottom, which is really cool. I got the number 18 right there. Was that Snowco? Joe Gibbs Racing. It was a very interesting year for Kyle Busch, his swan song year at Joe Gibbs Racing. He won a race, and then he got into playoffs, and he pretty much, they went full 2007 DEI on Kyle Busch, in my opinion, and had him conveniently have engine troubles in the first round, which I find that hard to believe. That was not something to do with it, especially with how cold the relations were at the end of the tenure. At least that's what it appeared to me. I could be completely wrong, but just something just doesn't seem right the way they left Kyle Busch. But you go over to this paint scheme here, guys, and it's a very cool throwback paint scheme. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like this was probably the biggest missed opportunity of the entire throwback weekend. All the fans, they did a poll, guys, and they had like 5 different paint scheme choices. They had this paint scheme, they had the 2002 car. I think they had, what is it, Elliott's? No, it was David Gilliland's 2006 and Kyle Busch's 2008, I believe. It was like 4 or 5 different paint schemes, right? And you looked at the comments and people were voting. It's like, okay, what paint scheme I want? Almost everybody said either 08 or 02. I said 02 personally. My second choice would have been 08. And they went with this one, which was a 98 Ernie Irvan, I think, paint scheme. I don't know. I get it. It was their first M&M'S car or whatnot. But it's like, go with the paint scheme that is actually wanted by the fans. I can't understand why some of these companies, you know, they want all the brand exposure they can get. And they ask people for advice of what they want. And then they do the complete opposite. I don't understand it, guys. Especially with the money they pay for these NASCAR sponsorships. You really think they would want to do whatever sells them the most product, but what do I know? You got Rowdy Energy there. You got some little M&M'S decals across the A, B, and C rail. The little bugaboo here is that the outlining on these M&M'S logos has a goofy yellow trim, which is really, really annoying, I'll be honest with you. I get deep wall, because some of these logos don't have it. Like, look at the M&M'S logo here. The outlining for it is perfect, right? It's a sharp, crisp outlining. It's transparent. But then you look at the outlining for some of these little M&M'S, and they have a goofy yellow hint to them. It looks, I don't know. It kind of bugs me. So you get Toyota right there, Joe Gibbs Racing, Snickers, Twix, Skittles, Pedigree, and I think Sherwin-Williams. So you got the original 18 style font. It was the 36 car in that year, I believe. Get M&M'S. Interstate Batteries, Ream. You can see the goofy hint of the outlining around the red M&M dude here and across the side skirt. I don't like that. I mean, it's like, you could clearly make some of the decals transparent. We have no outlining to it, yet you still do it with some of the other ones. Like the Goodyear logo, there's no outlining there. But why does these, I mean, I can understand maybe for the shadow for these, that might be actually in place. But these little M&M'S or not characters, but the M&M'S products, they shouldn't have those outlinings. They've done this with yellow cars so many times. You go to the back bumper of the car. This is like super cool. I love this. Like, this is retro. This is like Polaroid. This is like 80s Apple computer Macintosh stuff, if you will. I love this little like retro stripe right here, dude. I love that. That looks so cool. The nerd in me, so to speak, is going crazy over that. It's got Toyota, that nice white Toyota font over that. You can see the yellow outlining on the character here. It just looks goofy to me. It looks cheap because you look at the M&M's wording and it's completely transparent, and then you look at that. I don't know. It just looks cheap to me. You got number 18 right there, Camry TRD. You go to the right side of the diecast, and notice they have the same character on both sides. So that's something that they changed eventually down the road. But I mean, they could have done any of their paint schemes for 2002. Like Kenny Schrader, bro, had so many GOAT paint schemes in '02. He had the M&M's primary. He had like 2 or 3 M&M's color vote paint schemes because they had a huge promotion that year. Where like I remember getting the M&M's bags that year. They had like, it was like pastel purple, blue, and pink, and they were trying to, you know, include a new M&M or some crap. But they had the paint scheme for the race car. They even had it on Thunder 03, by the way. They could have done one of those. They could have even done his 4th of July car. You know how epic that would have been if they would have done Schrader's 2002 4th of July patriotic car. You think this car looks good? That thing's a million times better. I mean, it's just like, it bugs me, guys. I get it why they chose this one, but the fans didn't want this one. Like, you can go back and look at the comments. Most people said '08 or '02. Let's just keep it honest. And they chose this one, which was really dumb. Like, why do a fan vote or ask people what they want to see and then do the complete opposite? I get it, you know, they're big companies and stuff like that, but sometimes listening to your consumers instead of a bunch of people in a room who might not know NASCAR so well is a better idea. So you go to the roof of the car, get the number 18. It's the red version instead of the blue ones. I like how they use the original style font. You know, they didn't just copy and place the Joe Gibbs Racing 18, which sometimes looks out of place. To give it a little bit more of a context of throwbacks and why I'm not a big fan of this one, look at the 2020 throwback when they ran the Elliott Sadler 04 car. That thing was incredible. I love that paint scheme. They even had the Robert Yates font and everything. And then in 2021, they did, in my opinion, one of the worst throwbacks of the entire year. It was so bland, it's not even funny. Like, they could have done a Kenny Schrader one last year and didn't do this one this year. They didn't do it. It's just, it bugs me. Like, I think of all these amazing paint schemes I would personally run, and then they don't run them. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. But, man, when you have a great-looking paint scheme, run it. Especially when you have the original sponsor, dude. So, enough of me yapping here. Let's go to the deck lid here. You do have your usual contingencies, with that being Breathe Right, Mac Tool, Simeon's, Doosan, Sherwin-Williams, Mobile One, Lincoln Welders. Pretty interesting paint scheme, though. It's a cool-looking car, but it could have been so much better. I love the white wheels on it. The white lettering, that is. It really does give it kind of a throwback vibe. And seeing colored wheels on a Kyle Busch diecast is something I am not used to. I am not used to that. And to give it some context, here is another Kyle Busch Next Gen, which I highly recommend getting over this throwback, in my honest opinion. I would get this one a million times more than this one, in my honest opinion. I'm so used to him having black wheels on his race car, and then seeing like these kind of a metallic, kind of a graphite, dark charcoal look to him, if you will. It looks really, really cool. Like, I'm digging it. Kind of makes me wish that his Childress 2023 car would have some sort of a colored wheel vibe to it. Just something different, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be really cool. But that's all for now, guys. Enough of me harping on this paint scheme. It's a cool-looking car. Just, it bugs me that we didn't get the one that a lot of the fans wanted. That's my thing. Like, I would do whatever the fans want. Because, and I'll end the video on this, and this is something that bugs me with everything, is that the easiest way to advertise anything nowadays is to get people to share it on social media. If they would have done a 2002 Schrader or a 2008 Kyle Busch paint scheme, you know how many more people would have shared that post, liked that post, went to the racetrack, took a photo of that car, and posted on their social media than this paint scheme? They would have got so much more brand exposure for the same amount of money they paid for the sponsorship to Joe Gibbs Racing. That's where I get get frustrated sometimes is the sponsor should do whatever the fans want, because the fans are the one who are going to advertise for free for them, essentially. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that's going to wear the t-shirts at the track. They're going to buy the diecast. They're going to make posts on their social media feed. That's how you do it. I don't get it, guys. That's all for now. Diecast Buffet. Signing off.